in charge of data protection, data regulation, and responsible AI governance. TNP is a European consulting firm of 1,000 employees, assisting leaders in their strategic, operational, digital, and regulatory transformation. Since 2010, TNP is a key player in the field of data protection and data governance. And we have launched this series of webinars to help our customers better understand what is AI governance and how AI governance software tools can help them. So I am pleased to announce that our benchmark about AI governance tool is already available on request, and you can find it on our website. So today we are pleased to introduce the solution Naaia. I am pleased to introduce you, Isabelle.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you. So I'm Isabelle Perle and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Naaia. So Naaia is an AI compliance risk management solution. We're a SaaS platform, a company created about 2 to 3 years ago when the first draft of the AI Act was in question. Sensing that would be quite a regulatory shock for organizations and that they would need, the right help in terms of operations, in terms of governance, to go through this major change and milestone in how they think about AI.
Thank you, Isabelle. So, as we are going to speak about AI governance, we think it's important to remind everybody that there are many AI initiatives and regulations around the world, because all over the world we have around 180 drafts of legislation, and also we have 20 legislation already in application, and 17 already adopted but not yet applicable. And as you can see, either you have mandatory regulation, just like we have in Europe with the AI Act, but sometimes you have some specific legislation, you have decentralized and sectoral approach in the US, for instance. California and Colorado have already some legislation in place, Brazil also, but sometimes you have some guideline about ethical AI. It's the case in Saudi Arabia, for instance, or in Asian countries. And as you can see, in China, you already have several legislation regarding algorithm and also generative AI, for instance. So if we speak about governance, AI governance, and if we speak about the AI regulation in Europe, we have to speak about trustworthy and responsible AI. So trustworthy provide the foundation on which all those who use or are affected by an AI system can trust in the fact that the design, the development, and use are legally compliant, ethical, and robust. And responsible AI is a multidisciplinary approach that aims to translate the vision of a trustworthy AI in practical guidelines. So as you will see, in many countries, in many parts of the world, we speak about trustworthy, safety, but it does not already has the same meaning. So it's important to understand this because it depends on the culture and on the values shared within the countries. We can go on. So another thing which is important to understand is that in order to put in place AI governance, you can use some standards, just like ISO, for instance, regarding the management of AI system. You also have the NIST framework. You have the NIST framework for risk management system, both for artificial intelligence, but also for generative AI. And you also have some standards regarding trustworthiness or also regarding bias in AI systems. If we make a focus on the Artificial Intelligence Act in Europe, one point is to understand what is the qualification of the organization, because the main obligation are about high-risk system first, and it's mainly for deployers. Of course, it's mainly for suppliers. Of course, deployers and importers, distributors also have some obligation, but it is really less than for the suppliers. What we can say also is that providers of AI systems that interact directly with humans have transparency obligation. And generally speaking, the AI Act leaves room for soft governance in general and post-compliance, which embodies mechanisms that exhibit some degree of contextual flexibility. So what is governance? Here also, we have to understand what we are speaking about. So even if not all systems are covered by the AI Act or a regulation about AI, all the AI system providers and deployers have an interest in ensuring that their systems are not only compliant, but also ethical, secure, and technically robust. Second, AI governance is about defining a strategy, determining and providing the process, policies, tools needed to design, deploy, monitor, maintain, and improve the management of systems. There are different levels of AI governance at the corporate level, at the management level, but also at the operational level. AI governance implies also having a solid use case risk analysis management process in place. And also AI, no, sorry, you can go, yes, thank you. AI governance involves also various stakeholders. It's a collective responsibility. It's also very important to understand this. We'll see with Naaia how it can be put in place. AI governance must cover the entire life cycle of AI system. That is to say, defining and reviewing current practice across the concept, development, evaluation, operation, and retirement of AI system. AI governance must be adapted to your context. This means AI you buy, or AI you build, or AI you build with a third party, and so on. And last, AI governance tool should ensure many features. This means inventory and documentation, risk management, compliance management, but also bias detection and management, metrics regarding fairness and robustness, third-party supervision, accuracy, robustness, and security, human oversight, controls, and post-market monitoring, transparency, interpretability, and explainability. So that's many things, that's a lot. And here, just to finish with this short presentation, as you can see, the risk analysis of AI system is a continuous and iterative process that involves a multitude of actors during all the AI lifecycle. So it begins from the start, from the design, and as you can see, you need to have risk analysis regarding the environment, development environment, production, but also regarding the use case, for instance, regarding the model, the data, and the application. And you also need to have some tests in place and post-commercial supervision. So now, what I suggest is that Isabelle explain how Naaia is going to help you and your organization to be compliant and to put in place this governance about AI. So Isabelle, just to start with you, can you explain us who is the solution aimed at? Who are the users? Legal departments, IT team, project managers?
Yes, sure. And before I do this, I think am I messing up with the presentation right now? Or do you see all good? The slides, do you see them well?
Yes, you can see, yes.
Yes, okay, perfect. It's very interesting that you mentioned it involves various stakeholders, because when we work with our customers, this is definitely what we see in a very operational way. And there's no, today, we don't see one specific, governance set in place across all types of organizations, because it's such a new topic and a new way to look at AI. We realize that depending on the organization, depending on their maturity and who takes the topic in the organization, we're going to work with very different stop points in the organization. But mostly we see the lead on AI governance being taken by either the chief data officers, so data offices, and or the CIO and CISO, because it's really a matter of cybersecurity, as you mentioned before. We really often see the CISO take the lead on this topic. And more often, obviously now, we see on top of these three functions, the legal and the compliance also work on the governance. I would say it's very, it doesn't happen much often that it's being led by compliance so far, but definitely I would say these are the five type of stakeholders that we see. And so really the solution is made to help all of them figure out also together what kind of governance they want to do. And users will be people from all these different branches and offices in the organization. This is something that we see and that we're sure of. It's going to involve these different stakeholders in the organization.
Thank you. Very clear. Where are based your main clients?
Yeah.
I know you are a French company. So
yes. Absolutely. So indeed, we're a French and French-based company. Today, our main customers are based in France, and they are large enterprise customers from the CAC 40 mostly. Reason being that they are the most mature on the usage of AI. They are those who have the most numerous, the biggest number of use cases already in place. And they are the early adopters, I would say, in terms of setting up an AI governance. But once I've said this, we see more and more customers from mid-sized organizations now turn to us because they see the deadlines of the AI Act. They have still quite a lot of use cases, so they want to make sure they are ready now and they prepare now for what's happening, whether it's about the prohibited AI in a couple of days, or the deadline in 2 years from now.
Okay. How would you define your solution? What I mean is your solution solely dedicated to AI compliance governance? Because sometimes we see some solution which have been created for privacy management, data privacy management, some for security management system, or some are more data platform. So how do you qualify your solution?
Yes. Naaia was created from scratch around the AI regulation topic and the AI governance. So this is where we come from. We are pure players in terms of AI governance. So this is key to understand. Now, once I've said this, once we discuss AI governance, there are many topics that revolve around it. RGPD is one, and data protection is one. Cybersecurity is another. Environmental impact is going to be another one. What is the ROI of my AI product? And all this, is around AI. So this is really how we think about it, is to propose an end-to-end AI governance and compliance platform to ensure that all of these topics are addressed through the solution, whether it's I would say in-house in the solution, or through API with partners.
Okay, so now I let you present your solution in more details.
Yes, absolutely. So I will go, as you talked already a lot about the AI governance, and you definitely, set the topic on the AI Act. I will not go back on these topics, just to say two things. You did mention indeed that we see the explosion of AI around the world. That is a fact. Another fact is, in most of the regulations that we see, AI is seen as a product, which explains why it becomes a topic in itself, the AI governance, because there's going to be the need to govern through the life cycle of AI. And also it positions the topic of AI governance within stakeholders who are not used to work on compliance topics. The chief data, the CIO, the CISO, this is where we're the people we are turning to, even more than the compliance and legal, as I said. So these are the major changes, with the AI regulation topic. And also another thing is that we really, really often see now the risk-based approach coming at first from the EU AI Act, diffusing, in the other AI regulations in the world. You mentioned the SADAYA, the ethics principle in Saudi Arabia. When you look at the text, it's really risk-based approach, and they are not the only ones. We see that in every region in the world. So this risk-based approach, and I'm talking about it because it's going to be key then in our solution and how we qualify the product, is another fact that we see. Now, with that, many pain points, obviously, that the organizations are not ready to address the topic. I would say most of them, though they're going to have to address it fast, because the deadlines, at least for the AI Act, are coming quite quickly. So the objective for us and our mission is really to put an operational model for organizations in terms of AI compliance and risk management. For organizations of all sizes, obviously, as I said, we are working first today with CAC 40 customers and large enterprise customers, but also we are very certain that in the months to come and years to come, the size of the organizations, willing and being ready to prepare for compliance, the size is going to decrease. So this is why it's so important to have a platform that is going to work for all types of organization across all verticals, because as AI being a product is going to address all verticals. What is Naaia? Naaia is what we call an artificial intelligence management system, an AIMS. It comes from our very strong conviction or belief that just the same way that organizations have their IMS for IT, have their CRM for customer relationship, ERP, HRIS, they're going to have to equip themselves with centralized tool to manage their AI product. Okay, so this is definitely, where we sit at Naaia, being a centralized compliance and risk management solution, SaaS platform, to manage products throughout their whole life cycle and connecting with the existing IT infrastructure of our customers. Naaia is multi-regulation, so I say this straight away. We obviously include into the platform regulation such as the AI Act, the US in terms of California bill. We used to include the executive order, but now we're going to have to adapt, obviously, with that. The Chinese laws as well, and the Saudi Arabia ethics principle. We are currently integrating the South Korea basic AI law that was passed on December 27. And any new law that will become enforceable on AI worldwide will be integrated into the platform. On top of this, what we call multi-frameworks. On top of regulation, we're going to include other frameworks such as norms and standards. For instance, we have already included into the platform the ISO norm ISO 42001, which is the international standard, and for which we're the first company in France to be certified ourselves for our own solution. But we've also included the NIST AI risk management framework and also the LNE framework on AI. And we are very, I would say, very attentive to the harmonized norms that are being worked at the at the Sensenelec, because as soon as there are drafts, they will be also in the solution. There are going to be 11 norms, harmonized norms. So that's going to be also a lot of work for the organizations when they need to comply to this. So we answer to basically 3 operational objectives: governance through the mapping of the AI product, the qualifications of the AI product, helping out organizations to figure out the right operational model and workflows. So how do I ensure that all my various stakeholders work together, and who does what in terms of inventory, in terms of qualification, in terms of generating compliance proof? We have a whole workflow in it. Second objective, compliance and risk management, making sure we provide the action plans, operational action plans for each AI product, mutualizing actions for regulation and standards, and also tracking the compliance score. And third objective, the performance. On top of tracking all the KPIs related to the compliance and the risk assessment, we are also, working on making sure we can track the ROI, for instance, or the environmental impact. So Naaia, in terms of features, what do we provide? We're an end-to-end platform that goes from the inventory of the product to the action plan and the proof generation and keeping the documentation inside the platform in case there is an audit, up to, and you mentioned it, Florence, the surveillance, the post-marketing surveillance. So first is, the inventory and the qualification. What is in the platform? Once a product is in the Naaia platform, in the inventory, we're going to qualify it regards to the enforceable regulation. And we're going to qualify, if we think about the AI Act, the operator status. Are you a deployer, a provider, a distributor, an importer? And we're going to qualify the type of product, AI system, a model, and then also the level of risk. From 1 to 3, or depending on how people call it, from limited risk to high risk, and including the transparency obligations. Thanks to this qualification that is being done in the platform, and by the way, that can be done through several different ways, depending on our customers, mostly, could be done, I would say, almost manually, and we have a very granular questionnaire inside the platform, intelligent questionnaire to help you get to the diagnostic, or automated through API as well with the data that the customers might have, or third option, through an AI agent that you're going to prompt your usage, your AI usage use case to, and who's going to ask you the relevant questions to get you to the diagnostic. Once you have the diagnostic, we generate a unique action plan for each AI product. And this action plan, and I'm sorry to repeat it, is going to be very, very operational and has 3 main principles. The first one is we convert the obligations of the text into these actions, number 1. Number 2, we do what we call the mix and match. So as we said, many regulations, many standards, and honestly, in a lot of those, we see many different obligations coming up, ending up with one same action. So we overlap the text together, we analyze them, and we mutualize the actions in order to rationalize the efforts of the teams, because that's still a lot of work then to do the actions. And the third principle are templates, also to help our customers, as much as possible, so that the only thing that they have to do by themselves is basically get to the finish line, by filling in the template.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
regarding risk and match, is it also with other regulation, but not about AI? I'm thinking about GDPR and the AI regulation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So actually, we already have RGPD module inside the platform related to all the related to AI. And yes, there will be actions related to RGPD, and yes, they will be matched and they will be overlapped. And that works as well for the norms and standards. So there will be actions that will be relevant both for AI Act and ISO 42001, for instance, with the right template associated to it.
Mm.
And behind it, you have the right workflow of writing in, the use case, who validates, the qualification, who is going to enter and to fill in the proof, who's going to validate the proof. We have all this with deadline, with laws, etc. in the platform. The fourth feature is AI vigilance related to post-marketing monitoring. So we have a specific portal, actually, that can be API'd, often with ticketing services from our customers. And thanks to this portal, it's really about making sure if there is any event happening on the AI product, risk, bias, hallucination, that users, partners, distributors, vendors can, can supervise it and send the information back to the product owner, basically, either through the portal or APIs through the ticketing service already existing. One thing is key in the AI Act requirement is the AI literacy piece. And we hear it a lot from our customers, training the teams about AI, the technology in itself, about responsible AI, the trust, fundamental rights for their data scientists is key. So inside the solution, there is a learning management system with all the access to the knowledge on AI, on the regulations, always updated. That can be coming from our content, but also, again, we can take in the content from the customers if needed. And related to this notion, of better understanding on training, we have developed 2 conversational agents, so chatbot based on AI, and it's for the generation of these chatbots that we got, the certification ISO 42001. We have a companion chatbot. I would say that quite classical in a way that is going to help, users with the platform. Okay, that's one. But on top of this, we have our Naaia expert. And Naaia expert is a chatbot expert into AI regulation, to which you can ask any question today about the AI Act, in the future about the other regulations. And this also participates into, the AI literacy, really an understanding of what's at stake behind the regulation. To wrap up here, we propose really a operational model, and I think I've said it many times about operations, but it's really how we see things. It's how we help customers go as fast as possible to their compliance targets. Okay, and so to this, we have this end-to-end SaaS platform, multi-regulation, multi-standards, interconnected, with a lot of dashboards to track all the KPIs that are relevant to the customers. But another piece is being always up to date. And this is also why the customers turn to us, because we are very agile into integrating new regulations, new standards into our platform, into mix and matching them, as you saw, and to help them maintain their compliance. The AI Act, it's written in the text, it's going to evolve. So they're going to have, to also evolve into probably their qualification of an AI product, to also change some of the documentation of the proof. And this is why the SaaS platform and what we do here is so key. And because we work with enterprise customers, and on this very key topic of AI and cybersecurity, we really propose a robust solution. So ISO 42001 certified, I said it, but also on cybersecurity with ISO 27001 and CyberVadis certification. And I'm just gonna say it here. also because of our ISO 27001 certification, I'm not able today, and I'm sorry about that, to show, the SaaS platform and to demo it, hence the screenshot, but really happy to show it always in one-to-one with our customers, and we do it with specific conditions behind.
Thank you very much, Isabelle. A few questions. You spoke about AI vigilance. Is it in real time?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as you enter the event into the platform, it's going to go back directly into the Naaia user platform of the product owner, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is your business model?
So SaaS solution, so by license, annual subscription, but we don't do by user like most of SaaS solutions for the past decade. Our model is by number of AI system qualified and with an action plan in the system. And behind it, we do it by package so that it's very flexible for our customers. 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 20, 50, 100, 150, and then unlimited packages as well with a very degressive price depending on the number of AI systems that you put into the platform.
Okay. How easy is it to deploy and how long does it take?
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on the size of the company, the number of systems, but
first to set it up and onboard the customers, we're talking about 2 weeks to a month. The time is also going to depend on the reactivity of the customer to actually also tell us who in the organization is going to use it and which person is going to have which rights in the solution. But in terms of setup, if we include SSO, for instance, and some APIs, usually in 2 weeks to a month, the customers is set up, ready to go. Meanwhile, we would have done, the user training as well for the solution, and also regulatory training to the users for them to have a better understanding into the AI Act. And we do this with an expert of the AI Act within on the customer premises. And then once it's set up, then again, it's going to depend on the customer, I would say, also capacity to go fast or not. We have some customers who are very quick to input their use case, and then also to move into almost 100% of compliance in 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, last question. Can you describe the Gen AI and LLM safety features the solution provides, if this is the case, and does the solution detect PII usage?
So we are RegTech. So our solution, as I showed, is going to be based on the use case itself and the qualification and the action plan to move to compliance. In our solution, we do not have this type of solutions that technically are going to go and check the cybersecurity of the solution or, if they're using PII, etc. However, we are working with partners, again, to make sure that we can APIs with them so that customers can use our solution with more technical solutions that were really, based on the technicity and the technology to answer to these parts of the requirements. And with the API, we can answer to that. But it's not today the purpose of Naaia, which is really about the regulation, the standards, and answering to the requirements.
I understand. Okay, thank you very much. 30 minutes, it's very short. So thank you for this presentation. So everybody, don't forget to join us for our next presentation of the last solution we will present you. All the webinars with editors, once again, are available on our website. And if you need any information about Naaia or how TNP can help you set up an effective and responsible AI governance, do not hesitate to email us, and we'll be pleased to answer. Thank you, and keep in touch. Thank you, Isabelle.
Thank you, Florence. Thank you.